G'day guys, it's your Aussie hubby Marky, and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice. I hope you enjoyed today's bloody good content, and with that said, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie. Let's get right into it. Cheers.
Am I the asshole for not moving on with my ex after my best friend told me she didn't want me? I, 24 male, have been friends with Chloe, 23 female, for 5 years. She's always been there for me, so when she planned to visit me a few months ago, I was excited to finally hang out. Before the trip, she admitted that she'd had feelings for me for 3 years. We ended up hooking up while she was here. By the end of the visit, I told her that I had real feelings and wanted to see if something would come from it. She told me no, she just wanted to stay friends. I was hurt, but I respected it. A month later, she came back saying that she couldn't hide it anymore and wanted to try. We started talking, but it never became a relationship. She was going through family drama, lost her job, bouncing between couches. I even asked if being with me was too much for her right now, and she agreed that it was better to stay friends, so I let it go again. I had even planned a trip to fly out and see her for my birthday to see if she was serious, but she cancelled on me. Twice. Meanwhile, she was chatting with her old flings, which I didn't care about since she told me that we were just friends. Not long after, my ex, 22 female, reached out. We had ended on okay terms, so we started talking. I told her that I wanted to take things slow. Out of respect, I told Chloe immediately. She got mad, ghosted me, and then came back still sending flirty messages. At one point, after saying that she didn't want a relationship, she texted, "But I miss you in your bed." So I moved forward with my ex. When I mentioned spending time with my ex and her family, Chloe exploded. She accused me of leading her on, said that I was choosing somebody else over her, and then cut me off. The next day, she was reposting TikToks like, "When he makes you cry like this," and "Men ain't shit." The thing is, I never lied. I never hid anything. I asked her multiple times to clarify what she wanted, and she told me twice that she didn't want a relationship. I respected her decision every time. She's the one who flip-flopped, cancelled trips, flirted after telling me no, and then got mad when I moved on. So am I the asshole for moving on after she made it clear that she didn't want me? Here's the timeline from OP in the comments. While I totally respect your perspective here, I think you might have misunderstood the timeline. Once my ex and I decided to start taking things slow, Chloe was no longer in the picture. Any contact from her after that was her reaching out. I either ignored it, asked why she was contacting me, or heard her out, and then respectfully made my stance clear. That's not entertaining, at least not in my book. And just to be clear, the little bit of flirting with Chloe happened before my ex and I agreed to explore things again. Since then, I haven't crossed that line, because to me, that would be wrong. My ex knows about the fallout with Chloe, and Chloe knows that I've moved on, as I've told her. No Jaguar says, "Chloe don't really want you, dude." And OP says, "I think I got caught up in thinking that everything was real because of how she confessed and everything like that. I wish I saw the signs sooner." This is a joke, right? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but huh? She was definitely playing her options out. The periods of flirting with you heavy, then silence, repeating speaks volumes. She doesn't really like you, my man. Not a good friend either. Forget her. And OP says, "Yeah, I guess I just really believed her when she said that she'd had feelings for me for all those years." Not the asshole. She doesn't actually want you. She wants the dopamine rush that she gets from the attention from you. And OP says, "Yeah, that stings to hear, but honestly, it explains a lot of her hot and cold behavior." Not the asshole, my guy. She tried to play you, and you treated her like a respectable friend. You were a normal, decent dude, and the manipulation didn't work. So she flipped when you moved on. People often get mad when their games don't work on well-adjusted and ethical people. Don't sweat it. You did nothing. I would, sadly, let this weird friendship fade away. She'll only show up to create chaos and try to win. OP says, Yeah, that hits hard because I really did value the friendship, but I guess all I did was give her room to play games. Yeah, I agree. I don't think you're the asshole here, OP. She had every chance to be clear with you, and twice she has told you that she didn't want a relationship, and you respected that. Even when she came back with all these mixed signals and all those flirty messages. And you didn't have to be clear with her. You didn't have to tell her and be honest when your ex came back into the picture. But you did. Because you respected her and you wanted to put her first, just in case. But then when that energy wasn't reciprocated, you moved on. Like anyone would. I respect that. Chloe is unfortunately just an attention demon. An attention vampire. She wants the comfort of your attention without committing. And then when you stopped giving that to her and someone else took the shiny little toy that she was keeping on the shelf, she flipped out. She likes the idea of you being available, but never actually being with you. God, no. Imagine having to actually be with you. That'd be torture. I think this is great. You were upfront. You were mature about everything. I think you should just let her go, probably block her, and move on with your life. And now, on to the update. So I didn't expect my original post to blow up the way that it did, but thank you to everyone who commented. It actually helped me put a lot into perspective. A lot of you said that Chloe just wanted attention and to keep me as a backup, and after this week, I can't even argue with that. Here's what went down. A few days ago, I'm on my lunch break, literally driving to Culver's, when Chloe calls me out of nowhere. I let it go to voicemail. Against my better judgment, I called back and asked if she meant to. She said no. She was actually trying to call another friend whose name is right next to mine. I said no problem, she wished me a good day, and that was that. Except, it wasn't. About an hour later, she calls again. I ignore it, text, another accident? She doesn't answer, but then calls me again. This time, I picked up. She tells me, I don't like this game. I know that I probably hurt your feelings. I'm not mad at you, just the situation. I said, yeah, I was hurt. She threw away a 5-year friendship over a mess that she created and strung me through. She said she understood, then hung up because her mum was calling. Not even 5 minutes later, she texts me. Says that she can't call again, but can text. Then drops the bomb. When I said I loved you, it wasn't in a friend way. Oh, the manipulation goes so hard. I reminded her that I told her multiple times that I had feelings too, and she's the one who wanted things back to normal, and later told me that a relationship was too much. I laid it out. She rejected me twice. Honestly, 3 times if you count when I asked straight up if we were just friends and she said yes, about a month and a half ago. Her reply? I bet you have a whole new girl and never even liked me in the first place. Not true at the time, and I did have feelings for her, truly. So I asked, how can she be mad at me for moving on when I was literally doing what she asked me to do? I told her, if anything, we should have kept it at a friendship level to avoid all the mixed signals. She fires back, I don't want to be friends. I asked why she reached out at all. Her answer, because I didn't know if you would ever give it a chance. So I spelled it out clearly. I did give it a chance, multiple times. She said no, thrice told me that she didn't want a relationship, twice cancelled trips that I planned to see her. At that point, I had no choice but to move on. I told her that my decision is final. I've moved on, and I wished her the best. She replied, please, no. But I stood firm. I told her that I respect her, I wish her well, but I'm not going back. So yeah, this confirmed everything that you guys warned me about. She wanted me as an option, not as a choice. And the second I stopped playing along, she couldn't handle it. In the comments, Beatles Lover Forever 1 says, good for you for seeing her for who she is and standing firm. Let her play her games without you. And OP says, yeah, I finally see it now. Standing firm was hard, but probably the best decision that I've made in a while. Ah, your 20s. So much drama. Way to not get sucked into it. And OP says, for real. Feels like my 20s are just a crash course in spotting red flags the hard way. I like you, OP. I like how you handled this one. You didn't take that shit. You threw it right back in her face, as she deserves. She's still playing these bullshit games. Why does she think she can continue to get away with it? It's just so sad. Like you said, she had every chance to choose you, and she always said no, and only came running back when you stopped orbiting her. Her ego took a hit. Oh my god. What will she do? You not wanting her is a crime against humanity, OP. You were so clear, respectful, and consistent with her, but that's exactly what she wanted because she could then do the opposite and fuck you around. And is the panic that she's showing even real right now? Or is this just her bored and being like, well, I'm gonna play one more game and see if I can rope him back in? That text message, please, no. Oh, brother, stop. Please, no. Please come back. I need you. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing, OP. Stay firm, stay polite, and stay final. I hope you and your ex that you've reconnected with have a much better and healthier relationship than whatever the hell this was. Our next post is by user Is Mum Cheating, titled, Me, 19 male, my sister, 21 female, found a video of our mum, 45 female. She thinks it's of her cheating, but I think it might not be. We can't agree what to do with it. So my sister found this video on my mum's laptop. I think she was using her laptop for some school stuff, and she must have gone snooping through her personal files. She found this video. It's from a few years ago, according to the date of the file. It's definitely our mum in the video, and it looks to be in some sort of hotel room. There's definitely a man in the video, but he's holding the camera, and we don't see his face or hear his voice. I don't want to go into any detail, but it's basically a striptease/sex tape filmed by the man, so while our mum is clearly identifiable, I can't tell exactly who the man is. I first got angry at my sister for showing it to me. I told her this is gross. I don't want to see that. She told me she thinks that it could mean our mum is cheating on our dad, and we should at least present this information to our dad. I told her it's very likely him in the photo. You can see the man's hand in a few shots. I think it's my dad, but she seems to think that it's not him. I told her that if we show it to them and it is him, not only will we be embarrassed, but they would probably be mad at her for snooping. She was like, why do you care? I'm the one who did the snooping, so only I will get in trouble. I'll cover you if they try to get mad at you. I told her that there has to be a more sensitive way of approaching the situation, instead of just bombarding our parents with, hey, we saw your sex tape, which could either be with you or mum's secret lover, and we should consider the fallout. However, she seems pretty adamant that she just wants to show them. She thinks that it's the safest option, since if she was cheating, she gets exposed, but if it was just dad, then no harm is done. We can't agree on what to do, and I have a feeling that she might show it to them regardless of what I feel. But if I push hard enough, I might convince her of an alternative solution. Any ideas on what we should do? In the comments, Lightning TP says, why did your sister feel the need to investigate the video in the first place? Has there been anything fishy with your mum in the past? I mean, if you stumble upon someone's private nude video, checking for cheating is not your first natural reaction. You could try to check the date of the file. It's not always accurate, as it might have been downloaded much later, but it may give you at least some clues. Maybe your parents were away on a holiday/trip at around that time. This way, there's a chance that you'll have a reasonable explanation for the sister before she decides to spill it out. OP says, I like the idea of sending it to him anonymously, maybe through email or something. If it is him, no harm done, and he doesn't know that it was us. But if it is him, and you send it anonymously, he'll be freaking out about who has it and how they found it. OP replies, "Oh, okay. What if we go up to him and tell him that there's something that we need to show him on the laptop, and then while browsing it in front of him, we pretend to stumble on it the first thing for the..." This is such a stupid plan. We pretend to stumble on the thing for the first time. We can be like, "What's this?" If he genuinely doesn't know and says open it to find out, it means he doesn't know about it. If he's like, "No, don't click that," it means he knows. Dude, if you use one of the plans that you've put in this thread or confront him with it, please post an update. This is gold. I can't wait until your dad, A, gets an anonymous email with his sex tape and thinks that he's being blackmailed, B, finds out that you've been watching him do the nasty with mum and is crazy embarrassed, or C, and my favorite option, you pretend to mistakenly find it while showing him something else, and the whole family watches mum and dad's sex tape. Cheating women don't keep videos on the family laptop of them stripping and cheating. They're not dudes. And if your mum turns out to be the dumbest cheater ever, then all of this will expose itself soon enough. But she's not, so it won't. But I just want to see the cringe update, so I'm still rooting for C. OP replies, "No. Here's what my sister and I decided to do. We're going to sit mum and dad down, tell them both at the same time that while we were using their laptop, we noticed there was a lot of junk and we were cleaning it to make it run faster. In the process, we accidentally stumbled on this file and mistakenly opened it without knowing what it was, but closed as soon as we realized. We won't tell them that we watched the whole thing, and we won't tell them that we suspect cheating. We'll say that the reason we're telling them this is because we think that they should save the file in a more secure location, or maybe on a separate hard drive or something, so it doesn't get hacked into. If my dad knows about the tape, he'll be like, okay, that makes sense. If he doesn't know about the tape, well, now he would." You know what? I'm gonna say go ahead, because I need to see this update. This is so unfathomably stupid, and such a bad idea either way, that I need to see this play out. From what we've seen with cheaters all over the place, women don't really just save videos like that on their devices. They will exchange photos and videos in chats with the other person that they are cheating with, but most of the time, they will delete those conversations and cover their ass. They won't take those out of the chats and put them on like a laptop where it can easily be discovered. I think the most likely case here is that it's a private sex tape that the dad goes and watches. I think you and your sister are idiots for blowing this out of proportion, and I would love to see this absolutely blow up in your faces. Both of you need to set up a PowerPoint presentation for this one and really just present it like evidence in a court. And now, on to the update. Things don't go so well. Yeah, things didn't go so well, unfortunately. I kept arguing with my sister. I told her that if she's so certain that they're cheating, the least we could do is ask Dad first if he knows about the tape, but not mention that we've seen it. She was determined that it was cheating based on the hands and the feet. She was like, those definitely aren't Dad's. I told her she was creepy as fuck. If that was them in the video, and God knows how many times she's watched it, she was basically watching a video of our mother naked and fucking our dad's dick. Even if it wasn't our dad's dick, it's still fucking gross, but she didn't care. I told her if I couldn't stop her, she should at least leave me out of it. I want nothing to do with it. She went nuclear. She went and told them everything and embarrassed the fuck out of herself. Turned out her little detective work was way off. It was Dad in the video. Our dad was angry, but mostly just bewildered. But he just laughed it off and got over it. Our mum, however, didn't take it so well. She had a panic attack. She went nuts. She was like, what the hell is wrong with you kids? I tried to stay out of it, but my sister dragged me into it and named me as her accomplice, even though I had warned her against it. Our mum was so hurt and upset, not only that her daughter would so brazenly accuse her of cheating, but that her children had watched an explicit sex tape of her. She was really traumatized. She couldn't take it anymore. She got up and left to her parents' house, where she's been for a whole day to recuperate. She only called our dad to speak to because she won't speak to us. Our dad told us to just give it time until she's feeling better. In the comments, from, quote, she was like, "Why do you care? I'm the one who did the snooping, so only I will get in trouble. I'll cover you if they try to get mad at you," to, "My sister dragged me into it and named me as her accomplice." Very mature for big sis, right? I knew she was gonna do that. So did he. That's why he wanted nothing to do with it. Well, your sister is a shitty detective. Your mum needs time to de-stress. On another note, is that tape no longer in your sister's possession? She seemed to have been obsessed with it. I would remove it from her possession and give it to your father before she does something even more stupid. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, final boss. But what else did we expect would happen here? Her weird obsession with this sex tape overrode basic decency, and now everyone is dealing with the fallout of this stupid situation. What an idiot. And yeah, your mum's reaction makes complete sense, OP. What a ridiculous invasion of privacy. Not only having something shared that should never have seen the light of day outside of the two of them, but then being accused of cheating over that. That's humiliating. That is so humiliating and deeply personal. I don't blame her at all. Like, let her have that space. And you should not try and reach out to her or justify anything. Just listen to your dad. I hope your sister learns from this, and I hope she doesn't dig her heels down and deflect and get all delusional about this one. She needs to reflect on this. She crossed every boundary imaginable. And you did everything you could, absolutely, but this is fully on her. I'm not saying that you did anything wrong here, OP. This is something you couldn't have stopped from happening. I applaud you for going out of your way to try and stop this and diffuse the situation and stay out of it, but this seems to be a canon event for her, where the rest of her life will be shaped based on how she decides to learn from this situation, if she decides to learn from it at all. I just hope that you can rebuild your trust with your mum going forward when she's ready. Good luck. Thanks for the update. Jesus Christ. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. I do hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.